Okay. Yesterday you learned HTML4, whatever I told the HTML4 and it is a CSS2. Yesterday I told about the HTML and CSS. Today I'm going to start with HTML5. In the HTML5, what is the new things I am going to explain you. Okay. In the HTML5, they have introduced first thing in the doc type. We have to specify for your page doc type. What is the meaning of doc type? Doc type stands for document type. You have to keep it as a HTML/HTML. If you see anybody's any web page, any source code, if you see if they mention doc type, means we can say it is a HTML5 page only. Let's say I will take it as in a head tag. In between I will add a title tag. Here I will specify HTML5 structure and I will close the things. Please switch off everyone the videos, else if you not switched off, I will remove from the session. Please switch off everyone. Let's say now I will save the file. While saving you give any name, but extension you have to keep it as a HTML5. Sorry, HTML. Let's say I will make it HTML5. Today's date I will specify September 30. Extension, you take name anything not matters, but extension you have to use standard is HTML. Even the HTML also it will support. Let's say I will run the file. Okay, now title is coming here. Main thing is here, they introduce the semantic tags. Let's say I will take a body tag, then I will show you /body. First semantic tag is introduced in the HTML5 is header tag. What is the meaning of header tag? We can use this header tag to design the header portion of the website. For that purpose, they introduce this semantic tags. Let's say here I will define the header. I will specify as a web designer as a heading. For this header, I will write the CSS. I'm going to use internal CSS. Here I will take it as a tag name header. Here I will add some background color. You can take it whichever color you want, and I will specify the height also. Height I will take it 100 px. And one more thing here, if you specify as a anything 100% here, that will be occupied based on your screen 100% full width. For the width purpose, I am applying 100%. Let's see, now I will refresh the output. You will get the idea. You can see it's good. But why this empty space is coming here? By default, your HTML body tag, it will take it as a margin, 8 pixel of margin it will take. If you right click and if you inspect, you will get an idea. Let's see, if I click on the body tag, you can see by default it is body tag, it is taking 8 pixel margin, even though that will show on the box model. You can see 8 pixel margin, it is taking top, sorry, this is the left, top, right, bottom. If you want to see the preview, once again I am explaining here, you have to right click on this, you have to choose the inspect mode, and you will get here the selector element. If you click here, any element we can select. I am selecting body tag. By default, body tag itself, it will take a 8 pixel margin. For that purpose, we have to remove this. For this, I will use the universal selector. Just in the top itself, I will specify. Universal means it is a common, no tag will take by default margin 0 px. Now you can see the space is away, and you can see it is now nothing. It is a hidden. Now, how to bring this text to the center? Web designing has to become center. It's a widthwise. For bringing widthwise center, you can apply the property called text align center. Now you can see if it is not coming, then ELIGN correct, CNTR correct. Okay, here was the percentage was the missing semicolon. Now see it's came. For coming width by center, we have to use text align center. If you want text height by center here, then you have to use the line height property. How much you have to take line height? You have to use height of the division. Height of the division is 100. Same I am going to use line height 100 px. By default, you will get a 16 px font size. If you want to increase, you have to specify here font size 30 px. You can see now font size means we have defined the header portion of the web page. You can see I will minimize it. It is a responsive also. I told you in the initial only what is the meaning of width 100% based on the screen. It will be occupied. It will consider as a screen. In mobile view, it come like this way. It is a desktop view. Next thing comes headlines here. That is for writing the menu purpose, we have to use the navigation tag. Means directly the tags they have introduced in the HTML file. Now tag meaning is navigation. This is also one of the semantic tag. For navigation, I will define now property. The same I am copying, just I will customize as per the requirement. Now I will take it as a background blue. Line height I will take it 50. Sorry, height I will take it as a 50 only. Width I will keep full. Text align, if you want, you can take it. And line height also I will make it 50. Font size I will make it 20 px. But here I will say nav element here. Means here your navigation element has to come. Now see if I make it refresh, your navigation element also came here. Because navigation not required much big. We want to show just the flowable of the users. If you want to change it by default black color coming. If you want to change the text color, then add the property called color. I will specify as a white. You can see. If you make it minimize, let's see, it comes again properly. Now next element comes section tag. What is the use of section tag? If you want to make a blocks in the web page, then you can make it as in a section. Previous everything in the HTML4 depend on the division tag. Now it is a text division. That's why division tag is called it as a non-semantic tag. This header, navigation, section tag is called it as a semantic tags because each have their own meaning. Division means we will use everywhere in the HTML4. That is the reason. Let's say I will take a section tag now. And I will close the section tag. For section tag also, now I am writing the CSS. Okay, for the section tag, I will copy from here. Okay, how much height I want? Okay, I will change the background. Okay, I will keep it as a pink as a background. Height I will take it as a 400 for the section tag. Width I will keep it fully, and I don't want line height anything here. Just I want only 3 properties. You can see the section tag is occupied here. I took 400 as a height, width is 100%. Under the section tag itself, I will take 2 more tags. Under the section itself, 2 more tags. One is a article tag, another is a site tag. Article tag is used for the presenting the content inside the HTML pages, and a site tag used for presenting the site blocks in the HTML5 pages. Both are the tags only. Let's see. I will add both. I told you I will take under the section tag. If you want under then we have to give enter here. You can see I will add here article tag slash article a site tag. A site tag we use for site blocks, article tag we use for presenting the content. Means we can use outside also, you can use inside also, there is no restriction. These two also is semantic tags. Now what I will do for both, I will write the CSS. You can see for article tag I am writing. But what I will do here, I will not take fully 100% width. Also I will change here color to light blue only. I will take it as a width 65%. Means out of 100, 65% of screen I will use it. Let's see, you got a article tag here. Already I used 65%, left is 35%. Out of 35, 5% I will give gap and 30% I will use for the A site tag now. Means 5% I will give gap between the element. A side. Okay. Now what happens here? I will use 30%. Okay. Just one sec. See, in between I told the interrupt, you will get the recorded session today itself. Just you have to wait it. Okay, let's see. Now A site tag I have made it, but what happens by default it will come in the down. What happens? It will come in the down. I want it is a right side here instead of down. What we have to do that is you have to specify float left for this, and for this you have to specify float right. Let's see. For the article tag I will specify float left. For A site tag I will specify float right. Now see, it is the left and it is the right. What is the difference you are getting here? Left means it will be occupy left side of the screen, right side. I given 5% gap, that's why this is the gap it is coming here. Okay. If you want to write a text also inside, then you specify as a text here, article tag. It is the A side. That will be clarity for you, like which is this particular tag. If you want to bring it exactly center of the screen, then you specify one more property here, text align center. And here also specify text align center. Now see, width wise it came center. If you want to make it height wise, it is the center. Height is 400. You have to apply line height 400 px. And here also you have to apply line height 400 px. Now you can see the look how it looks. It is left and right side, both the things. If you make it as a minimize the screen, you can it here. It comes like this way in the mobile. Means mobile view will look like this way. Means based on 100%, automatically it will touch the size of the device screen and automatically it will print it. Now last semantic tag is I will use footer tag. Footer tag I will use after the section last. Footer. What has to be designed under the footer, which is the designed by Appointex Technologies. For this also I will specify the width and height. Let's see, for this I will take it footer. Okay, I will use light blue only, but height is 50 enough for footer, not required big. Width again I need 100%, no need of any float, need a text align center, and line height is 50 only because my height is 50. Means almost all CSS properties will be duplicate. Let's see, it came here. Maybe I have written spelling mistake. FOOTER footer is correct. Background. Okay, here I have missed the semicolon, flower bracket. Now you can see footer is came. If you want to make it different footer, then you make it as in a color blue. You can see this is the structure of HTML5. If you make it minimize, it comes like this. This is the structure of HTML5. What is they introduced in the HTML5? They introduced the semantic tags here. What these semantic tags will do, it will give the complete idea like which tag has to be used where. If somebody asks the difference between HTML4 and HTML5, you can say it is a semantic structure and HTML4 is a non-semantic structure, and a semantic tags available in the HTML5, semantic tags not available in the HTML4, and HTML4 is completely depend on the division structure. For everything, if you want a block, you have to design you have to use the division tags only. That is the reason. Okay, now you got the idea of HTML4, HTML5 structure also. I told you here, these are the semantic tags. Division is a non-semantic tag because there is a no specific meaning. Why we can say it is a semantic tags? Because these have a meaning. A header means we have to use top, footer means we have to use in the bottom, and navigation means we have to use the for designing the menu. Section means we have to use for the making the sections. Let's see, now I will move for the JavaScript. I am making a one more separate file for this. I will say javascript.html. Okay, means the same file I made it as an save as, and I have done. Okay, in the JavaScript, what happens? First, I will tell you what is the JavaScript and where we will use it. JavaScript is a client-side scripting programming language used for giving the dynamic effects to the HTML page. What kind of dynamic effects? Example, you can take timer. Example, you can take slideshow. Example, you can take date pickers. Even though you can integrate. If you use HTML and JavaScript together, that is called it as a DHTML. What is DHTML? DHTML stands for Dynamic Hypertext Markup Language. Dynamic Hypertext Markup Language. When the page we can say DHTML, if the page is having a JavaScript code, that page we can say DHTML. Let's say I will give some example of the JavaScript, how to use it and how to do it. Let's see, I am doing now. I will remove my other code. You can directly use the JavaScript code also in the web page. JavaScript. Just I will show you some basic concepts here. Okay, if you want to write any JavaScript function or anything support, we have to use the script code. Script. Without script, it will not support only. In the JavaScript, first thing is I am going to explain you output statement. Okay, I am writing in the comment. How to do the comment in the JavaScript? You have to use // For output, you can use the document.write. document.write. Let's see, I will specify here message. Welcome to JavaScript. What this output statement it will do? It will print your output, whatever you are giving in the inside the statement. Just 1 second. You can see welcome to JavaScript. It's because I have given inside this. If you want to do the calculation, how to do it? Let's see. I will show you. Here I will give variable declaration. How to do the variable declaration? I will show. Variable. Here we have to assign the directly values. That is example. I will take a is equal to 10. B is equal to 20. Here by default data type it will be pick automatically. Where keyword is a optional. You use it or you can leave it. Where is a optional keyword in the declaration of JavaScript, in the variable declaration of the JavaScript. Now I will make it as a one more variable, total. Here I will add a plus of b. It's I am doing the addition. How we will print the output? Again, you have to use document.write. Document.write. I will specify as a total here. Now output will be 10 plus 20, 30. Just I am going to do refresh. You can see 30 is came. But it's coming in the same line. If you want in the different line, what we have to do? Either we have to add here BR tag. BR stands for break. Or we have to take again separate document.write for that. You can see now it's came. If you want to add any string before this, like 30, like sum or total, you want to add any string, then you can add it. I will specify some colon. If any value is coming directly in the JavaScript, we have to concatenate with plus sign. Total value is coming from here. Let's say I will make it refresh. Now sum is 30. Means I have combined the value and I have produced the output. Okay, this is the just example I told you about the basics. Similarly, you will get a pop-up statements. I will show you what is the pop-up statements and what are the pop-up statement comes. Let's see. I am taking pop-up statement. First, I will take it as an one button. I will use alert. Like what is the use of alert pop-up? It is a function. What is the use and why we have to use it? Okay, let's see. Actually, I have to take it as a outside the JavaScript. Else it will give the error. I will write a one function inside. In the JavaScript also 3 types of JavaScript will come. One is inline, internal and external, same only. Inline means within a tag we have to write. Internal means within a script tag we have to write. External means we have to write a separate. Okay, this is the now what I am doing alert. It is the example of inline only. Let's see, I will write directly on click. On click is a event handling function in the JavaScript. What it does when you click on the button, it will be fire. Inside you can say I will write it alert. I am alert with OK button. Just I am showing the sample here. Let's see, I will click on the button. You can see if I click on alert, it's showing whatever message you defined under this, it's showing message along with the OK button. OK means we can say just message, it will disappear the appearance. Guys, my voice is clear for all? Yeah, okay, thanks for your confirmation. Okay, thank you. Maybe sometime it's back, maybe the network issues. Okay, thank you. Alert means what happens, you will get a pop-up statement here along with the OK message. Similarly, we'll get two more. One is a confirm and one more is a prompt. That is what I'm going to explain. But if you want this alert button has to down, then you can apply one PR here. That will be shifted down. Now I am going to explain you two more concepts in the pop-up statement. Next one is a confirm. In the confirm, what happens? You will get along with OK cancel button also. Confirm. Let's see. I will click on the confirm button also. Now see, same whatever message you defined inside OK, along with OK cancel auto. What is the meaning of cancel? Means we can reject that message also. Along with OK, we will get a cancel. That is the confirm. And last one more is prompt. PROMPT. What is prompt? Prompt means it will show the message along with one more text box with OK and cancel button. Prompt. Now you can see prompt. What happening here? Same message, OK and cancel button along with a one text box. What is the use of this text box? Means we can use as a again input. In that cases, it will be useful. Okay, again we can use as a input. Means total three types of pop-up statement will come: alert, confirm, prompt. Alert, just you will get a message with OK button. Confirm, you will get a OK with cancel button, and prompt OK and cancel button along with the text box. Again you can use that is as a text box. Now I can say these are the example of inline.js because I use the JavaScript code within a tag, and this is I can say example of the internal JavaScript because I have used under the script tag. Next, I will give one example of external JavaScript. External JavaScript means we have to create a function in the another page and we have to connect it here. Let's see, for the form purpose, I will use the external JavaScript. I will design one small form. Also, I will tell you how to do the validation also. Let's see, here down I will use one HR tag. What is the meaning of HR? It will be a horizontal line. Just for separating purpose I used here. Now here I will design one small form. That form I will show you how it works. I will take a totally 3 fields in this. Label, name I will take /label. For breaking purpose I will use BR. Same way for input purpose we have to use input type equal to text. And I need a reference purpose one ID. I am taking a ID. ID equal to I will take a name only. And I will bracket. Now you can see name is came here. Similarly, I will take two more fields. One is a email, another is a phone number. what I will do, just I will do the copy. Just a second, I'm giving the enter, that will be goes up. Second one, I will take it email. I will give the ID also email. Third field, I will take contact number. Contact number. I will take ID name is contact. Now see all the three fields it will be shown here. Name, email, contact number. And for submitting this form, I have to take a one button. That button also I will display here down. Input type equals to button. If you whatever you define under the value attribute, that will be visible in the outside. I will specify as a submit. Now you can see submit button also. Okay. What I am going to do in this, I will do the validation also, and I will pass the value also in this. But for doing that purpose, I have to create a one function here. What function I have to create? One custom function I have to create, like user defined function. In that I have to pass all the values to that. But I will use for the validation purpose external JavaScript I will use. That will be clear idea for you also. What I will do, I will create a one new more file, and I will save this file as a validation.php. Sorry, JS. JS stands for JavaScript. If you are creating any JavaScript, external JavaScript file, you have to save as a .js. If you are creating any CSS file, you have to create as a .css. Yesterday I told you the CSS. Similarly, it works as a JS. Now I have to link this JS file to validation.js file to your HTML page. Either you connect in the top, either you can connect in the bottom, everything is fine. Let's say I will connect on the top. Script. For connecting external JavaScript file, you have to use the tag called script. Script src. Src stands for source. Where your file located, that path, both are in the same file. That's why I'm giving directly here. The name of the file is validation.js. And you can close the script tag. What is the difference between the link and script tag? Link don't have a closing tag. Script is their closing tag. Now we have connected here. I will define a one user defined function. If you want to define any function, first we have to define the word called function and take the name of the function. Validation. It is a user defined function. User defined function means you can give any name except the reserved words. Validation. I will use open flower bracket and closing flower bracket. Just I will use a one alert message here to check it is working or not. Alert test. Let's see. Now I will call this function to where? To the validation button here. On click on this button, it has to go to the function called validation. Now I am making refresh. I am clicking on submit. Yes, test, you can see. Means function is working now, whatever we defined. Now what I want to do the task. If you want to see anytime in the JavaScript it's working or not, if you want to perform, you can use the alert function and just pass the message. Now what I will do in the validation function, I will pass name value, email value, contact. Means through a ID method, I will pass the value. How to do it? I will show you. First, we have to create a one variable. Variable a equal to. Or you can take direct the attribute name only. That will be more helpful. Variable name equal to. You have to use the file called document.get element by ID. Document.get element by ID. what happens here? It will be capture the respected ID attribute. ID name is name because I took first name is name. I will use the name dot value. Now how to do the validation here? Like the name value is there on your name, anyone given any value or it is empty. How to do the validation? You have to use the if case for that. If name is coming empty, I will tell you one more difference is here. When you have to use the single equal if you want to declare any value, when you want to use double equal if you want to compare the value. What if condition is doing? If is a control statement here, it will be check the, sorry, it is a conditional statement. It will be check the condition. If name is equal to empty, what message has to show? I have to add in the flower bracket. This is the structure of if. I will show the end user message. Please enter name. If someone is submitting without form, this message has to check now. Let's see. I will click on submit. What it's coming message? Please enter the name. Why it is coming? Because the user is not entered any name. If you enter this, it will not show any error. You can see if any value is present. But what we have to do now? Once click on submit, if it is coming message, if you click on the message, it has to be focused on the name field only. If it has to focus name field only, you have to add one more case here. Again, target function you have to do. Again, document dot get element by ID. ID name is name. Dot focus. What focus function it will do? It will be focus there only. Let's say I will make it as a refresh. Now I am clicking on submit. You see, please enter the name. If I click on OK, then it will be blinking there only because I'm giving the targeted focus is that particular ID. Based on the ID, it will go and it will be blinked there. If the value is present, then no error will come. Means if means it will check only one condition. Next comes if else. If else means second case what has to happen. Second case I want to print the value. Yeah, if you want to print the value, you can do it. What I will do for printing the value, down itself I will take a one paragraph. Here I will take a one paragraph and I will print the value. PP means any tag we can use it. For this purpose I will take a ID equal to name val. Means right now it is taking as an empty. What I will do, if the input is there, then it has to show the output. What I will do for that, I will write the else case. Else it has to print the value. For printing the value or for replacing the value, we have to use the method called inner HTML here. Inner HTML. For that purpose, I will do it. Document dot get element by ID. What is the ID name I took for printing the value? You can see I took name pair. I will do name pair here. Inner HTML. Inner HTML equal to, if the value is present, we have to pass the whatever the value is entered here through a name. Now see, I will enter here Apponix. I will click on submit. You see the output is producing. If no input, then it has to show a message. Please enter the name. Until you enter the value, it should not leave only to go next. Like this way, you have to do the validation in the JavaScript. Right now, it is a only one case I have done. If you have a more than one cases, what we have to do, you have to use the else if ladder function. If it is a more than one cases, you have to use the function call it as an else if ladder function. What is the else if ladder? Multiple if cases will be comes inside. Let's see, I will show you here now. Second case. For second case, what? Email. If you want to do email and contact, first we have to take the variable name we have to pass, because right now I passed only one. You see, I will pass two more also. Email. Email equal to email. Through ID only I am passing. Okay. After email, what is there? Contact number is there. I will take contact also. Contact. Contact. Means both value, if you want to check now, first we have to pass the value. Then only it is possible to check. Else it is a difficulty to check. That's why first I am passing the values here and I am taking one variable for that. Through that variable itself I am testing. Now I told you else if ladder. Multiple cases you have to do it here. Just you have to copy the same case. Else if. What happened? First it will check if there is no issue, then it will go to else if. If no issue, then you will go to the else last. But in the else if next case, what I will do? I will do the email validation. You can say. If the email is empty, what message has to come? Please enter the email. Email ID, I can say. And here I have to focus email field only. Email is over. Next process is contact. I am going to do the same thing again, copy paste, because one more case is there. Here what you have to do, you have to test with contact. Contact field you have to take. Here enter, please enter contact number. And here get element by ID contact. Means three fields I made a mandatory. Let's see, I will make it refresh. First one, I will click on submit. Please enter the name. You can see name is coming. I will add a phonics. Submit. You see next, till all conditions satisfy, output will not come, because output we have defined in the else case. Next, email ID. You see, if I click on email ID, it's going to email. Next is last is contact number. Next, submit. Please enter the contact number. Okay, I'm adding here contact number. Again, I will click on submit. Now see, the output is coming, but that is also only name is printing. Email ID and contact number is not printing, because we not took any tags for that and not assigned any values also for that is the reason. Because of that is the reason it's not printing. Now I am going to do the validation also for that. Sorry, I will assign the values also. For that, first I have to take it two paragraphs here down. Email val. Next is contact val. Now paragraph. This email val contact val I have to define under the else to pass the value that will comes here. That is second one is email val. For email val, which value we are passing? Email value. Then we have to capture this variable. Same way next, need a contact. Contact val. Contact. Let's see now. I will make it refresh. I will enter each fields. Now see, all the values are printing here. The purpose of doing the validation is to get the correct value. The purpose of doing the things is to do the validation. If you do how much level of validation, that much accurate data you will get. If you not done any validation, what is the problem? You won't get the proper data. If you can do the validation in the two way. One is a client side validation, another is a server side validation. What is the difference between client side and server side? Client side means you will get a direct response from the browser. Server side means you will get a response from the, first it has to interact with server, then it has to give the back. Compared to that, which is the good one means client side, because it is a faster, no dependency on the server. Sometimes if the server is the not responding, that time the error display will be takes time. Then you have to, if you want to make it as an empty, you have to clear it with inner HTML value. If you want to make it as an clear, we have to write one more code for this. Okay, let's say I'm showing the code as you told once again. This is the completely the validation code. Like we have to write for controlling all three text box, we have to write this much code, like 26 line of code to control this entire form. How it is working, because I made a separate page for this as a external JavaScript, but this I have connected this validation.php code in the front end here. Once I click on the button, it will go to the validation function. In the validation function, it is defined on the validation.js file, because I have connected here. That's because if you not connect external JS, it will be not works only. That is the difference. Now you will get a recorded sessions. Okay, hopefully today evening you will get. You can the practice from there. You will not get directly the source code. If you don't want print statement, you can don't pass the values only here. Don't pass any values here itself. If you don't want any print, no need to print. Okay, the purpose I'm telling again, once again, the difference between client side and server side validation. Client side means you have to do the validation either you have to with the help of JavaScript or a jQuery, because both JavaScript jQuery is a client side programming language. If you want to do with the server side validation, either you have to do with PHP or .NET or a J2EE or any other server side programming language we have to use for that. That is the reason. But always the people will recommend more into the client side, because it is a faster and quickest and even though simpler to do the validation. Server side, why? Because of the reason it has to interact with the server and it has to respond back. Okay, somebody is asking some questions. Okay, we'll get the link in the Telegram. Also in the WhatsApp group also we'll get a link to the access the video. Okay, here no validation class. I'm not going in advanced topics. Okay, I have told you simple way to do the validation, Sunita. It is a simple way to do the validation. Don't go with the complication also. I have made a one inbuilt function here, like a user defined function. In that I have passed the values first. After passing value, I made a check of whichever the fields are mandatory, whichever the fields not. And in the else, I have passed the value. Means I have printed the value here. That is the things. For displaying more records, you can use while loop statement. It will becomes. Inner HTML, it will be replace your existing value in the any tag, and it will be update with the new value, whichever the targeted ID will do it. Okay, already you joined in the WhatsApp group. Okay, I will share you the Telegram link. JavaScript. No, Java and JavaScript is both the different. How to host domain, that you have to learn for that hosting. That is, we are not covering in the 3-day session. For that, if you want to learn, you have to take the full course. Okay, guys, I am going to give you the quiz questions today's. Okay, just a second.